Ash, I'm going to put you on the spot, but if you had to pick one Hulk Hogan match above all others, do you have a favorite?
Oof, you have put me on the spot, and
Yeah, that's a big one,
real
isn't it?
tough. And there's so many. There's so many. The match against Andre, the Ultimate Warrior, you mentioned Macho Man. But if I really had to pick one, I would have to say Rock Hogan WrestleMania 18.
That's what I was just thinking of. Yeah.
For a moment like that iconic moment, got to be the greatest WrestleMania moment, maybe one of the greatest wrestling moments. So for me, that was my childhood coming face to face with my adulthood. And I described that match watching it at a bar. And when this match came on, everyone gathered around the TV and was watching this match. Like, you saw these people, you're like, man, these are not wrestling fans. What do they know about wrestling? Guys, girls, everybody. And I kind of hated it, but I couldn't enjoy the match because they were all talking so much I couldn't hear the TV. But as soon as the match was over, they all disappeared and there was nobody in the room. And then kind of like, okay, that was the main event. But for me, it's got to be Rock Hogan WrestleMania 18.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it's interesting because that 2002 run that he had in WWE is a fascinating time period, because obviously he comes in as the NWO. That very quickly has to change because he is so over with that crowd that he has no choice but to be a babyface. But over that summer, he has cracking matches with Kurt Angle, with Chris Jericho. He puts over Brock Lesnar clean. He really worked his tail off. Obviously wins the title from Triple H, loses it to The Undertaker. Considering he was in his, I think he was 52 or 53 when he made that comeback. Genuinely remarkable, and the love that people had for Hulk Hogan, see him back inside the WWE ring. But I would agree with you. That's probably my favorite. I also, probably slightly controversial because his name doesn't get mentioned very often anymore, but I absolutely loved the match he had with Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 19. Just because of the history that went into it, the storytelling, some of the camera work, the random Roddy Piper cameo in it. It was just like a kind of wrestling fever dream of things that shouldn't still be happening in 2003. But how about you, Mark? Is there a match that stands out for you of Hogan?
I gotta agree with Ash. I think Rock versus Hogan, because they were the two most popular wrestlers planet-wise, where everyone knew those two guys was so big. And it was, you got to remember too that Hulk's body was destroyed at this time too. People don't realize that he wrestled in such pain. His body was just broken, and he, and I got to tell you guys, that's why he's no longer with us. Is he gave his body to this sport. And all these surgeries, 15 or 20 back surgeries, all the things he's had, his neck surgery, and his body just gave out. And part of it giving out was he's kept doing this until into his 50s. And now he's wrestling guys that he's got to take some bumps for. This isn't like the old days where you just put the big boot out and give the leg drop. This is like you're taking some bumps now, And it definitely took its effect on him, but he gave his all, man. And that's the Hulk Hogan I know.